in the morning, the first thing you do is get on the phone, or you look at the phone this way. But keep in mind, the phone shows a lot. The good, the bad, and it shows the ugly. But if you go back to Genesis, and go back to the garden, and go back to forbidden fruit, Eve had Adam to eat the fruit. They said the fruit was the apple, and they bit out of it. And it opened the eyes, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Everything quick. Everything quick.
Hey, we here.
Everything quick. Everything quick.
God's vision for some people is unexplainable.
Well, we're back again, and you are listening to Low on the Listen to Low show. 2026, the season have started. The off season was great. The grind, the hard work, the blood, the sweat, and the tears. A lot of athletes sacrifice a lot, along with their parents. It's not waiting until June or July to be ready for August. They started in January. When the season ended, another season began. Because we know this game of football is year-round. Same with volleyball, same with any other sports. There used to be a time where you can play, and then you can go to work. Now it's all work, all business. There's two types of credit cards, guys. There's an American Express Platinum card that's strictly for business. And there's the Visa card where you just go on vacation. You have to ask yourself, which card are you using? The one that you can write off, the one that can give you something in return, a return on your investment. Well, transition that over to the sports world, this greatest sport on earth. The one that changes young men and changes young ladies. Where man can not only learn how to be a teammate, how to be a leader, how to be the best in his position to make sure the team have an opportunity to win a championship. He can take that same mentality over and move it to a Fortune 500 company. He can take that same mentality and just move it over to his own business. Know how to run his own company as the leader and have others under him that he can bring up so they can have a very successful company. But a lot of times, it's hard to do that, to be successful, unless you have role models. It's time to be a role model. So I'm calling out all the coaches out there, all the principals, all the preachers, all the teachers, role models. Kids need it more than ever right now. If they do not have that role model, you know and I know that their chances to being successful get slim. Yes, we have single mothers, we have mothers and fathers, but nothing wrong with having a role model on top of that. Because it is a true statement that it does take a village. Everyone felt like that I did a great job because I had all my kids pretty much came out and did well. And they're like, well, how did you do it? You know, you're not in the home with all of them. Some you did, some you did not. How did you do it? So I had role models, others to help me in different aspects in life. Some helped me physically, mentally, and even financially. Taught me the game, showed me the game. But the question was I going to apply the knowledge to the game? We know the game has changed, but you got to know how to change with the game. If you don't do that and you don't use your tools and use your role models, you in for an uphill battle. Can you still make it to the top? Sure you can. The biggest question is, how are you going to get to the top? Who's going to help you get to the top faster? Role model. So today, the Listen Low show is about having a role model. Here's what it said in Philippians 3:12. I don't mean to say I have already achieved these things or that I have already reached perfection, but I press on to possess that perfection for which Christ Jesus first possessed me. Oh, man. I hope you heard that. And it's sometimes as good as say it twice. I love it when you go and they say, say it one more time. Read it one more time. I don't mean to say that I have already achieved these things or that I have already reached perfection, but I press on to possesses that perfection which Christ Jesus first possessed me. the best role model who ever lived. Jesus Christ. The best role model. There's no other way to do it. Being a coach, being a principal, being a teacher, you cannot be successful if you don't have the best role model who ever lived. Jesus Christ himself. We have a perfect role model. Perfect. It's in books. It's in stone. Everyone knows. Everyone in the world have a perfect role model. Whether you choose to have him as your role model or not, how you choose to follow his path or not, or his leadership, his guidance or not, he is still truly, and all said and done, the only perfect role model. Christ is our example on how to treat other people. Do it to others, and others will do it to you. He's the one. So you got to understand that if that's the example and that's what he's saying, why not follow it? We know it's real. So coaches, treat others the right way. Treat them all equal. I know there's athletes that's top notch. I know if you get ready to play a football game and the best player on your team got in trouble in school, I know you're not going to suspend him for the whole 4 quarters. We know it. And that means why? Because you're not perfect. But you have to suspend him for half. You have to. If not, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect the team. Because you're going to start noticing when the athlete that wasn't the best, who worked hard, did everything right, but he wasn't the best athlete, didn't play that much, he got a problem, got in trouble in school. Oh, you're not playing. They know it. That's not a role model that treating others the same, on the same level. That's not a good role model. That means you're not following the perfect role model, because he wouldn't do that. Christ is our example of influence we can and we should have on those around us. Coaches, what they see is what they do. Show me your friends, I show you your future. Show me a mature coach, a coach with character, integrity, work ethic. That's good influence. But show me a coach that come there late, not on time, profanity, cursing, boots on, work clothes, instead of coming as a coach and setting a great example. That's not that's not a great influence. Your influence around the athletes have to be the same influence that Christ did and that Christ do. And that's the key. Christ is the classic and eternal example of the role model we are called to be. So if you're looking for someone to mimic, to be like, to drive through and follow their path, I just gave it to you. I'm telling you, when all said and done, at the end, whether you became a champion or you didn't win one game, if you did it this way, you're always going to be a winner. No other role model even come close to him. So why would you follow someone else? Why would we do things different? Why would we try to reinvent the wheel? Why coaches? Coaches, you do it with passion. Passion leads to everything else. It brings money. If more people coach, I got to get paid. No, do it by passion first. Money shall come. A tour through scriptures reveals a Christ who always finding people where they were and taking them where they need to be. So ask yourself, coaches, trainers, mentors, preachers, teachers, are you doing that? Are you finding the athletes or these students where they are and taking them where they need to be? If you know anything about me, that is my goal, is to make sure that when I find them here, I'm going to put them where they need to be. Not the next year. I'm talking about in life. There's a different path, a different journey. You're not coaching for a reason. You're not coaching for a season. You're coaching for life. So when I get on a boat with Brandon Dukes and Darren Monroe's and the Chaz Williams and the Madame Milanos and the Carl Josephs and the Ha Clinton Dix, these guys, and I'm on the boat with these guys, or I'm talking to these guys, I'm on the phone with these guys, I'm in the camp with these guys, I know I took them from where they was and taken them where they need to be. Successful college graduate, college degree, successful businessman, entrepreneurs, NFL player, professionals. That's the key. That's the ultimate goal. What is the end game? What is your end game, coaches, teachers, principals? What's your end game? He was always seeking people who thought they were nobodies and making them into somebodies. Ask yourself that question. Which kid came up that said, I don't want to play, I don't want to play, and you didn't say, well, let's just bump him off the team or just brush him off the team so we have a certain number on the team. We don't want nobody who's going to hold us back. Or did you bring him and took him to the next level? Ask yourself that question. I can tell you right now, guys that came out, they was not the fastest in this race. Instead of saying, okay, just go do the race walk, I put them in different races. And they became national champions. Guys that came out and never played football before on a team with number stud. I put him at receiver, and every day I made him train to be a receiver every day. And he wasn't no body type like a receiver and ended up going to college as a receiver. An athlete that played offensive line because he did not come into his own body, that we trained him off season and ended up playing at FIU as a safety. They felt like they were nobodies. And we gave them the attention. We gave them the love. We were their role model. God felt like they couldn't get it done in school. We hold them accountable. We took them to school. We sat in the classroom. We made them feel better. Did we save them all? No, we did not. But no one going to say we didn't try. No one going to say that. And vice versa, guys. If you look in the Bible, Paul makes it clear that the goal we pursue here on earth and in thereafter is Jesus himself. That's the goal that you're pursuing. You pursue that goal, everything falls in place. He an example we are to follow. The person we were meant to be like, we won't reach perfection until we see him face to face. We all going to go through struggles, all going to go through problems, all going to go through different challenges. There's no perfection until you see Jesus face to face. Other than that, you got to keep on grinding, keep on pushing, try and do the right thing, and be a great influence for the athletes. Make sure they understand that you're there for you, their role model. They can call you at any time. And speaking of calling at any time, ask yourself, when last time you called them? You ain't coached them in 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, 7 years, whatever. Did you call them? Did you try to call? You try to reach out? They're not going to reach out to you. Athletes in college, just a note for you, parent. When they get to college, the last thing they want to hear, especially boys, girls are different. Boys, they don't want to hear mama saying, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? They don't want to hear that. But guess what? You still got to stay on their neck. You still got to make sure you call. Don't say, why you didn't call me? Why you didn't call me? Why you didn't call me? I got to the point where I told my children from my first one to the last, call me every Sunday, and that's it. I understand. So Monday through Saturday, I'm going to call you. But I need you to call me on Sunday. One day, you'll know how great a parent you are if they call that one day. And I must say, I'm a great parent. They continue to call as grown-ups right now that Sunday. That was that day. And I did that because that was God's day. That was the day we knew that we have to slow down, pray, regroup, and get ready for the week. Yeah, we thank him every day, but Sunday was that day. That's what I'm explaining to you right now. That is the ultimate goal when all said and done. Your perfection won't be perfection till you see him face to face. So coaches, teachers, principal, what are you going to do? Don't just be a principal to run the teacher. Be a principal, be part of the classroom, part of the kids. They're talking about kids don't know how to read, how we pushing them through class. No child left behind. It's tough. So we have to build that new foundation. We have to be that role model that we're meant on the earth to be. There are more than one way to be a role model. You don't have to be a preacher, be a role model. You can be a coach. You can be a trainer. You can be a mentor. You can just be a friend, be a role model, doing things the right way with character, integrity, showing work ethic, being a great influencer. That's what coaches are. You don't have to domestically abuse them, or violence abuse them, run them through the dirt and grind. You just have to be on time. But we are called always to be moving in that direction of perfection. In his strength, we press toward the goal one day at a time. One day at a time, we pressing at that goal. One day at a time. Listen, I'm not no angel. I'm not. Every day I'm trying to get better. Making mistakes as a human. Mistakes that I shouldn't be making. Mistakes I did make that I prayed and asked for forgiveness. I know I got to do better. You know you do. But at the same time, you keep pressing to be perfection. Keep pressing to be the best you can be. One day at a time, setting them goals. Because goals written down come true. Goals not written down become wishes. He can make us who we need to be if we focus on him and follow him through, work through him. The same Christ who went around making somebody out of nobody is still at work in our lives. Still at work in our lives right now. Just think about it. Making nobody to somebody's. You know you're good when you had a kid that you coached when they were 5 and you still have a relationship with them to the very day and they give it back to kids. I can count on multiple hands how that's going on right now. God have a purpose in shaping us to be like Jesus. We become his influence. We become his hands. We become his heart for everyone around us. That's what coaches, trainers, mentors, principal teachers do. Wherever we find ourselves, we can influence people for his glory. This begins, here it is right here. Now, this one might touch some people right here. This might touch some people right here. That begins at home in our families. That begins at home with our family. But instead, then it intends to not be the focus point, not be the case. We have to start it at home and then extend it to every other area. Start at home, other areas. Our friends is second. Co-workers, neighbors, fellow church members, fellow students, teammates, everyone we come in contact with. But we can't go to them if we're not starting at home. That simple. So they got all these examples out there talking about the kids at school dressing this way, the kids at school doing this. They're not learning. They can't read. They on the phone. They do all the things. It's because it's at home. When we're taking videos of them, looking like they 15 and they 4, it's at home. When they leave the house with the pants under their back, socks and slides, start at home. We don't even go with a backpack to school. They're giving out 1 million everywhere. Everybody should have a backpack that's given away. Who want a backpack? Starts at home. When they don't have a full haircut buffet, but they got the dreads all over, hanging down their back, all their eyes, you can't see them. It starts at home. When they're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and they got extension and glue and hot guard, that starts at home. When they go to a football game, and you look at all the young ladies out there, the dress code with their parents. Shorter than their parents shorter than the kid. Who raising the kids nowadays? Your true role model is God, but then it's at home. That means your role model is who after God? Who's the role model? Mom and dad. So the mom dressing with short, they dressing short. Hey, dad ain't there. Dad gone. He drinking. He doing things. Hey, if he allowed him to come out that way, he got to be okay with what's going to happen next. It starts at home. So parent, you got to have a role model. Your role model, Jesus Christ, the best one on earth. Gets no better than that. God doesn't just glorify himself by sending Jesus into this world. If we let him, he glorify himself by sending Jesus into this world through us. We are the one that supposed to carry on everything and transition to our co-worker, our neighbors, our fellow church members, our friends, our family, our students, our teammates. Be that role model. Be that role model. Don't let the iPhone be the role model. Don't let it be the role model, guys. Today and every day, remember that the best role model is Jesus Christ, not these. So here's what I want everyone to do before we go. You listen to Low on the Listen to Low show. We're back 2026. I got some great information going to be coming at you guys every Monday right before the other show. I want you, if you got an iPhone, you take the iPhone and put it in your right hand. Take the iPhone, put it in your right hand. Take the left hand and turn it over to your palm. Palms up. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is get on the phone. Or you look at the phone this way. But keep in mind, the phone shows a lot. The good, the bad, and it shows the ugly. But if you go back to Genesis, and go back to the garden, and go back to forbidden fruit, Eve had Adam to eat the fruit. They said the fruit was the apple, and they bit out of it. And it opened the eyes, the good, the bad, the ugly. It showed the nakedness, the profanity, the hiding. Everything wicked came out when they ate that apple. It opened eyes to everything that was wrong. And you read it, it was there. But think about the iPhone. The iPhone. When it ate the apple, it opened up the eyes and the mind. The iPhone. Now you take the iPhone, turn the iPhone over, and tell me what is the fruit on the back of the iPhone. The apple with a bite out of it. Now you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Who's your role model? Who telling you what not to watch? Who put it in your hand? How strong are you to not be tempted with the certain videos and certain things that's on here? The good, the bad. How strong are your athletes, your kids at 4, 5, 6-year-old, 10-year-old phones, iPhones, and YouTube? How strong are they to not to see the wicked and follow the wicked and become the wicked? How strong are they? Who's your role model? Who's your role model? The forbidden apple on the iPhone? Jesus Christ? To your mom and your daddy? Today and every day, remember that you are a personal representative of Jesus Christ. Always strive for perfection of Christ for yourself, for those around you. You listen to Low. Camp King 12. Like it, share it, save it. Listen to it with your athlete, your kid, your friends. Follow through it. Tony Dungy, 1 Year Uncommon Life Daily Challenge. One of the best books I ever read in my life. And I believe in that book. So every week, we're going to follow through. See you next week on YouTube. Follow if you haven't got it. Get ready for it. Take your game to another level today.